The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
All right, y'all, Rick's About the Morning Show. A lot going on now. Yesterday, Donald Trump became the only president in the United States history to be impeached twice. Democrats led the vote to impeach, but several Republicans were also on board. Our next guest is a former South Carolina representative, attorney, political commentator, and New York Times best-selling author. Please welcome back to the show, Bakari Sellers, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bakari, good morning.
What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. It's happy impeachment day to everybody.
Absolutely, man. Man, we was talking about you yesterday and how accurate you are on every time you come on the show. Now, many of us are glad that the Democrats in Congress are trying to hold Trump accountable for his part in the attack on the Capitol, but only 10 Republicans voted for impeachment. What do we know about those 10 Republicans who decided to do the right thing? Were you surprised by anyone?
I was surprised. I was surprised by Tom Rice. Tom Rice, he represents here in South Carolina, the coast over there by Myrtle Beach. And he said, the fact is, once you establish the fact that Donald Trump incited an insurrection, the rest is real easy. So he just followed the Constitution. And let me just remind people, although it was only 10 people or 10 Republicans who voted for impeachment, this is the most bipartisan impeachment in American history. Usually you don't have this many people from another party joining on to impeach somebody of their same party. So yesterday was a healthy day for America, to say the least.
Exactly. Right. And I was shocked that Lynn Cheney, Dick Cheney's daughter, she was receiving some backlash. They was going to trying to vote her off one of those committees, and she was like, "I don't give a damn," She don't care.
That man was talking about her daddy, though. So she had backbone. This man has talked about Ted Cruz's mama, Ted Cruz's daddy, and Ted Cruz still runs behind him. He calls him all types of names. He done called his wife ugly and everything. But, with Liz Cheney and like the most of us, they remember that. And so when they have a chance to get back at you, especially when you do something wrong as what happened last week, Liz Cheney has more fortitude than a lot of the men in her caucus.
Wow. Okay, Bakari, now here's some more craziness. Now, the Trump supporters who attacked the Capitol, they was on video chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." Now, what do you make of Vice President Mike Pence refusing to invoke the 25th Amendment even after Trump had attacked him and put his life in danger?
Mike Pence is trying to walk a thin line. He's trying to thread a needle because the theory is that Mike Pence is the front runner to be president of the United States if Donald Trump doesn't or can't run in 2024. So he doesn't want to just throw all of the baby out with the bathwater. Although he wants to rid himself of Donald Trump, he's trying to. A lot of people are thinking about how they can be president in 2024 or at least get the Republican nomination. That's all Mike Pence is doing.
Well, Bakari, one of the arguments against impeachment is that it would delay President-elect Joe Biden from getting started with his agenda. So what are your thoughts on that?
That's not true. I mean, the Senate can walk and chew bubblegum at times. I mean, they don't do nothing else. They don't do nothing else but drink good liquor, so they might as well impeach and vote and do some other stuff. Listen, they can dedicate a few hours a day or a few hours a week to impeachment and the rest to confirmation. 100-day agenda. In the first 100 days, we need to pass voting rights. We need to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. We need to make sure we get these appointments done. We need to rejoin the Paris Climate Accord. We need to pass a $15 minimum wage. We need to pass $2,000 stimulus checks. So all of these things can be done, and you can have a hearing on the President of the United States. That's what we elect them for, to do their job.
Right.
Bakari, man, I got to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we counting down the big day, January the 20th, when Biden takes office, and we all know that we voted, we've done our part, but it's never over. So what are some other things that you can share for regular citizens that can be doing right now, we can be doing?
Man, that's a great question. So I am looking forward to January 20th, and I'm disappointed that we won't all be able to be there together. I was looking forward to the biggest and best step show in the history of mankind. I was looking forward to all the Greeks stepping in Washington, D.C. At the inauguration, but that ain't going to happen. Voting is the front door to democracy, and now we're in the House, right? And there's still work to be done. And so that work means, and a lot of the change we want to see happens on the local level. So I need people to get engaged with their city councils. I need people to get engaged with their school boards. If you want to ban chokeholds, if you want to reform the way that police are funded so some of those dollars go to mental health or after school or some of the other programs you think are of some interest, that starts at your city council. That starts at your local level. So I need people to pay attention to that. I need people to actually see agenda items that they're concerned about. If you're concerned about vaccine rollout or whatever it may be, we have to play a role in that. That means go to committee meetings. That means know who your legislators are, et cetera. So democracy is participatory, and voting is just the first step. Now you're in the House. There's more work to be done.
Hey, Bakari, we're running out of time, but I definitely want to get you back on and have a conversation about white supremacy and these militia groups, and how do you think Joe Biden administration is going to handle that or whatever. I really if you can just call us back when you get some time to just break some of that down for us, man, because that's a real concern, because now you're getting threats on Joe Biden's inauguration, man. So we're gonna let that be at the top of our conversation next time we talk. That's a real problem, is domestic terrorism, and it's always a pleasure having you on, and thank you so much for joining us today, and let the people know how to keep up with you. How can you be reached?
Man, find me on Instagram at Bakari Sellers. Find me on Twitter at Bakari_Sellers. I'm hiding from social media right now because I told my wife I don't know what the busted challenge is, so I'm just hiding right now.
All right, man. Bakari Sellers, ladies and gentlemen, man, we look forward to having you back, man.